So my parents divorced at 15. Like I testified I never wanted to see my mom again, and then I left with my dad. Yeah. So the other branch of that story is you got the abuse from at least my earliest memory of like 4.5, 5 years old, and then till 15 years old. Then we leave. I go to PA with my dad because my mom basically hated my guts. It was such a divided family. It was the girls and my mom that we lived like the farm life. Like I grew up a farm boy, and against like my dad and the fighter, right? Like I was a puppet, and I just mimicked everything that he said. But I chose my dad because I didn't want to lose wrestling or jiu-jitsu or boxing and everything. But then when I got up,
giving you meaning.
But then when I got up to PA, he had already had a girl he was laid up in that it was like that's all that mattered to him. And then she worked. He doesn't work, you know what I mean? So he found somebody to prey on, to manipulate, to do his thing, and then it was like, I don't need my kid no more after I went to court. And like, I didn't understand the consequences of testifying in court against your mom and being dragged to court out of school and that humiliation. I didn't talk to my mom and my sisters for years. And we don't talk currently. We haven't talked since before I got in the UFC. And we haven't talked since before I broke my arm.
Wow.
Because I knocked my sister's boyfriend out for being a meth head.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I mean, once I moved up to PA, that was the worst. Like, that short span from 15 to, like, 18 was like, man, like, I was out.
So where were you staying during that time?
So I stayed in Media, PA. I lived in, it's Pennsylvania, but it's like 25 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So it's like the suburb city. Honestly, it's like it's not bougie, but it's like a towny, nice town. Mm-hmm. And, everything was new to me. I came from a school of 330 kids. I got into high school. I was in a school of like 1,600 kids across 4 grades. But they were all like preppy fuckers. Like, kids down in South Jersey where I grew up, they were all fighting each other, like beating each other up, jumping each other after school. Up here, everybody would talk shit, nobody would fight. So it was like it was a weird thing for me to adjust. I didn't have friends. I didn't have a phone like until I started getting a job. And yeah, man, it was weird. It was really weird. I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and my dad, his girl at the time, he's married to now, and her 2 daughters, we all lived in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Oof.
You know what I mean? So it was just like a bunch. It was a terrible living situation. And then the beatings, man, I swear to God, he used to beat me up just to prove that he could beat me, and show his girl that he was tough and he, like nobody could fuck with him type of deal. And it was just like, man, so it got real dark, man, and started like stomping me, broke my teeth. I had two crowns, because of him, because of breaking my teeth. And I would curl up. Like, he would punch me like a grown man, but I would curl up. He would throw uppercuts. Like, that's how intent this guy was on getting me. And the last fight we had, it was over a fucking game called Uncharted 3. And we were playing co-op. But because I would get more kills than him, this is the kind of shit he would rage at. And mind you, throughout all these years, right, he's on SSD. The reason being, he had a car accident. He was an oil truck driver. I forget the story of who blew the light, but when he was going through the light, he got T-boned, or he T-boned somebody, blew out his back, had to get surgery. Apparently it failed. Whenever he wanted to jump up and whoop your ass, though, dude wasn't crippled no more. So it's crazy, and he would go box 15 rounds, but throughout 2004 all the way until I was 15 years old, and then some, this man was on narcotics all the time. He was on Vicodin, Percocet, Oxy, and he definitely was addicted. There was never a time that I didn't see it. The dude used to have like 60 fucking bottles of it, and he would take medicine and then he would drink 2 Yinglings. And I think when I look back, I'm like, man, like that shit'll make a motherfucker angry. And yeah, I mean, it just got worse as I got older. But I remember the last fight that we had. It was, I remember I used to look at him and be crying and say, like, how come you don't love me? Like, what? I got this empty hole in my chest because I didn't understand emotion. So I'd like try to plead with him, like, yo, like something's wrong with me. I got something. I got a hole in my heart, like, or my chest. I don't even know how to explain it. And the things he would say in rebuttal would be like, fucking kill yourself. Your feelings don't matter. Shut the fuck up. And when I say jump, you say how high. Like, there was no remorse for anything he did, and I think that's why I despise him. You know, the dude hurt me. He hurt me for a lot of years that I had to repair. And even then, I still carry over some bad attitude problems. And, you know, the dude fucking, it got to the point where it was like, either I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to kill him. And finally, he beat me half to death the one day. I mean, beat me half to death. And I packed a bag of clothes, and he came out. He pulled a fucking knife on me, said he was going to kill me with it. I shoved him, ran out the fucking door, never went back.
Jesus
Never
Christ.
went back. But
How old were you then?
16. I was just turning. I was either 16 and the week after 17. I don't remember. But I was within 2 weeks of turning 17 when I left.